Why is it that some people in their late 60s can walk briskly, do their groceries, garden, laugh with grandkids, and sleep soundly, while others, same age, same conditions, feel like they're constantly dragging their bodies through mud? The answer isn't fancy gym routines or magical pills. It's the tiny, often overlooked movements they do every single day. Movements so simple, so natural, that they don't even feel like exercise. But here's the shocker. Science now shows these micro-movements can help regulate blood sugar just as effectively, sometimes even better, than traditional workouts. And they don't require any gym, any equipment, or even a change of clothes. Doctors are raving about this new way to exercise that keeps seniors fit without leaving home. You'll see why in just a moment. If your doctor has ever warned you about prediabetes or type 2, or you just feel like your energy crashes after meals more often than it should, this might be the key. Because the real problem isn't just the food. It's what your body does or doesn't do after eating. And if you're sitting for most of the day, watching TV, reading, or scrolling through your phone, your blood sugar can silently spike, even if you ate something healthy. The number one mistake seniors make after meals is so simple, yet it silently sabotages your health. Stay with me to make sure you're not doing it. That's why today, we're digging into something that could literally change your daily health without flipping your lifestyle upside down. Imagine reversing your blood sugar trends just by tweaking how you move your body while brushing your teeth, waiting for the kettle to boil, or even folding laundry. Sounds strange? That's exactly why it works. You see, when you move your body in small, intentional ways throughout the day, it triggers a subtle metabolic response. Your muscles absorb glucose from the bloodstream, your cells become more insulin sensitive, and inflammation levels drop. These aren't just theories. A 2022 study published in Diabetologia found that short bursts of movement, like 2 to 5 minutes every 30 minutes, can significantly lower post-meal glucose spikes. Feeling tired all the time? This could be the reason, and it's not what you think. So let's make it crystal clear. You don't need to sweat, you don't need to suffer, and you definitely don't need to step foot in a gym. You just need to know how to move. Smarter, not harder. Let's start with one of the simplest movements you can do right now, even while watching this video. Heel raises. Yup, just lifting your heels off the floor while standing and then lowering them slowly. It looks ridiculous. It feels too easy. But here's why it matters. Every time you flex your calf muscle, you're pumping blood from your legs back to your heart, reducing blood pooling and encouraging better glucose utilization in your lower body muscles, which, by the way, make up the largest muscle group in your body. The beauty. You can do this while brushing your teeth, waiting at the sink, or even standing in line. One viewer told us she started doing heel raises while waiting for the microwave, and her fasting glucose dropped from 118 to 99 in 2 months. No joke, tiny move, big payoff. Share this with a friend who complains about joint pain. This might just be the fix they never knew existed. Want something just as easy but sneaky good for your blood sugar? Try seated marches. If you're sitting for long stretches, don't just sit. March your legs one by one, slowly lifting each knee up and holding for a second before lowering. You'll engage your core, stimulate circulation in your legs, and activate your hip flexors and quads, both of which play a huge role in metabolic activity. How to stay active and pain-free even with arthritis? The answer might surprise you. Starts in your chair. This movement is especially helpful if you have joint issues or arthritis and find standing too painful. Bonus: it helps improve balance and coordination, reducing fall risk. Are you starting to see a pattern? None of this is about running. None of this is about lifting weights. It's about using your body in ways that mimic how our ancestors moved. Constantly, lightly, but consistently throughout the day. Sitting down for long periods is a modern curse, and our blood sugar pays the price for it. That's why these tiny moves are like metabolic medicine. And the best part, you're not adding them on top of your day. You're weaving them into it. Waiting for the coffee to brew? Do heel raises. Watching the news? March in place. On a phone call? Stand up and sway side to side. You're not interrupting your life. You're enhancing it. Now, you might be wondering, is this really enough to make a difference? The answer is a bold yes, because when you're consistent, these movements create a ripple effect. Your insulin sensitivity improves. Your blood sugar stabilizes. You feel less tired after meals. Your cravings start to calm down. And, slowly but surely, your body begins to trust you again. You're teaching it that movement is coming, often and naturally, not just in one intense 30-minute block and then 10 hours of stillness. That shift can completely rewire how your metabolism behaves. One study out of the University of Otago in New Zealand found that people who stood up and did 3 minutes of light movement every half hour had 30% lower blood sugar levels over 24 hours, compared to those who just walked once a day for 30 minutes. So yes, your heel raises and couch marches might look silly, but your pancreas loves them. Your heart, your liver, your muscles, they all respond, because the body was built to move. Not violently, but frequently, and especially after 65, your ability to regulate blood sugar becomes more fragile. These movements are how you protect it without wearing yourself out. Comment below with your biggest struggle when it comes to staying active. We're reading every single one. Think of them like anti-diabetic snacks for your muscles, quick, nourishing, and needed several times a day. And here's where it gets interesting. As you build a habit of micro-movement, you might notice something else. Your mental sharpness improves. Your sleep deepens. Your mood stabilizes. That's because stable blood sugar doesn't just affect your body. It rewires your brain. The hero's secret to adding 10 healthy years to your life is simpler than you think. And it starts with your feet. Movement is medicine. But the best medicine is the one you actually take, consistently, comfortably, and without dread. So if your knees hurt, your back's stiff, and the gym feels intimidating, perfect. You're the exact person this approach was made for. Now that we've covered the first two movements, heel raises and seated marches, it's time to dive deeper into the rest of these tiny, blood sugar-friendly moves that are easy to add into your life without breaking a sweat. Let's keep moving, literally. Now picture this. You're doing dishes after dinner, warm water running, your mind drifting. Instead of just standing there, what if you gently swayed your hips side to side? That's it. No dance moves, no fancy choreography. Just an easy sway. It might not look like much, but your body knows. Your stabilizer muscles kick in. Your glutes, hips, and lower back all activate gently. And just like that, you're telling your body, hey, we're not done yet. Keep the blood flowing. Keep the glucose in check. This kind of side-to-side swaying is incredibly useful after meals. It's low impact, easy on the joints, and helps prevent that dreaded post-meal blood sugar spike. The number one mistake seniors make after eating is sitting down right away. This one movement helps reverse that mistake without ever leaving the kitchen. One man in our community, 72 years old, told us he now dances with the dishes. It's become a ritual. He finishes dinner, puts on his favorite jazz playlist, and sways while loading the dishwasher. It's not a workout, it's a habit. That tiny habit lowered his A1C from 7.2 to 6.4 in 5 months. His doctor was stunned. His wife, even more. So, she said he was sleeping better and waking up less grumpy. That's what we're talking about here. Small moments, big changes. Another powerful one? Wall pushes. Not push-ups. Don't worry, we're not heading to boot camp. This is more like a gentle nudge. Stand in front of a wall, Arms out and press your palms against it like you're trying to push it away. Then slowly release. It sounds too simple to work, but here's why it does. This motion activates your chest, shoulders, and triceps, upper body muscle groups that we don't use enough during the day, especially if we spend most of it sitting. It also gently engages your core, helping with posture and balance. But even more than that, it gets you out of your chair. It breaks the cycle of prolonged stillness, which, for anyone managing diabetes, is one of the most dangerous things for blood sugar control. Sitting still for more than 30 minutes can quietly spike your blood sugar, even after a light meal. Wall pushes can interrupt that spike without breaking a sweat. One woman said she started doing wall pushes while waiting for her tea to steep. 2 minutes here, 3 minutes there, and in just 4 weeks she noticed she no longer had that heavy fog in the afternoon. Her 3 p.m. crash? Gone. Why? Because these tiny strength-based movements help your cells pull sugar from the blood more efficiently, giving your brain the fuel it needs without the roller coaster. This one movement might be the reason you stop needing that second cup of coffee at 2 p.m. Let's talk about one more movement before we get too comfortable. Ankle circles. Sounds basic, right? But let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually moved your ankles with intention? Not just standing or walking, but rotating them. Slowly, deliberately, both clockwise and counterclockwise. Most people forget about the ankles, yet they're critical for circulation, balance, and mobility, especially as we age. Poor ankle flexibility and weak foot muscles can lead to poor blood flow in the lower limbs, which increases insulin resistance in the legs, the biggest muscle group in the body. That means your body has to work harder to manage glucose. Not ideal. So here's what to do. Sit upright, lift one foot slightly off the floor, and start drawing gentle circles in the air with your toes. 10 in one direction, then 10 in the other, then switch feet. You can do this while watching TV, reading, or even while waiting at the doctor's office. This simple move can reduce foot swelling, improve circulation, and help lower blood sugar, all while sitting. The best part? No one will even know you're exercising. A gentleman named Carl messaged us saying he started doing ankle circles while sitting at his grandkids' soccer games. He didn't want to miss a moment, but he also didn't want to just sit there. After 3 months, not only did his circulation improve, but his foot numbness, which he thought was permanent, started fading. His podiatrist was amazed. Isn't that incredible? A tiny circle with your ankle, repeated often enough, can change your quality of life. And here's something powerful to remember. Movement doesn't need to look like exercise to act like medicine. Your body doesn't know the difference between doing bicep curls at the gym or lifting soup cans at home. What it knows is tension, effort, repetition, and when you offer it gentle movement consistently, it responds, not with pain, but with power. Are you worried about losing your independence as you age? Here's how to stay in control. Start with your feet, your breath, and your balance. If you're someone who's been told you have to move more and instantly felt overwhelmed, you're not alone. Most seniors aren't lacking willpower. They're drowning in noise. Fitness influencers say, go hard or go home. Doctors say, 30 minutes a day or else. And meanwhile, your knees hurt, your energy is low, and just putting on socks feels like a win. That's why these movements matter so much, because they meet you where you are. They respect your body today, not how it was 20 years ago, and that's the secret to lasting change. It's not about doing more. It's about doing smarter. Now think about your average day. How many of these tiny opportunities are you letting pass by? Waiting for toast to pop up. Do a wall push. Watching birds at the window. Try some ankle circles. On a phone call? March your legs in the chair. Bit by bit, it all adds up. One woman told us she lost 9 pounds. Not from dieting, not from counting calories, but just by building a rhythm of micro-movements into her day, her blood sugar readings came down. Her sleep improved, and she said something we'll never forget. For the first time in years, I don't feel like my body is working against me. We're finally on the same team. That's the real win, and here's the kicker. These movements don't just help manage blood sugar, they make you feel more alive, more grounded, more steady on your feet, because they remind you that your body isn't broken, it's adaptable, and you don't need to wait for a gym membership or perfect weather or fancy sneakers to get started. You can begin right here, right now. The secret to adding healthy years to your life is already in your living room. You just need to use it. So go ahead, try a sway while doing the dishes. Try ankle circles during commercials. Try wall pushes when no one's looking. You might be surprised how quickly your body says, "Hey, thank you. I've been waiting for this." Let's keep this momentum going. You've already seen how something as gentle as swaying your hips or circling your ankles can set off a positive chain reaction in your body. But we're not done yet. There's another tiny movement that might just surprise you, not because it's hard, but because it's something you probably haven't done in years. Toe lifts. Yep, that's it. Lifting your toes while your heels stay on the ground. Sounds silly, right? But don't let how simple it looks fool you. This motion targets your tibialis anterior, the long muscle that runs down the front of your shin. It's responsible for lifting your foot when you walk, helping you avoid tripping. And when that muscle weakens, so does your ability to move confidently. But there's more to it. Every time you flex and lift your toes, you stimulate circulation in your lower legs, a key factor in blood sugar regulation. Why? Because your leg muscles act like a second heart. They help pump blood back up to your torso, supporting healthy blood flow. And that circulation, it helps insulin do its job. When blood is moving, sugar gets used. When blood stagnates, sugar lingers. Did you know that just 60 seconds of toe lifts every hour can increase circulation enough to improve blood sugar readings over time? That's not hype, it's science. There's a retired teacher we spoke with. Her name's Janet. She's 74, and after a fall last year, she developed a fear of walking. Not just outside, but in her own home. Her daughter noticed she was starting to shuffle, barely picking up her feet. So we showed her toe lifts. She started doing them every time she boiled water. Just 10 reps here, 15 there. After 2 weeks, she said she felt like her feet had woken up. That phrase stuck with me. Woken up. Because sometimes our body doesn't need to be pushed, it just needs to be reminded that it's still alive. Toe lifts aren't about getting stronger in the gym. They're about rebuilding trust in your legs, reconnecting with muscles you forgot you had, and literally grounding yourself. When those lower leg muscles activate more often, they pull sugar from the blood more efficiently. They also improve proprioception, your sense of where your body is in space, which is key to preventing falls. And listen, if you've ever stood up too fast and felt dizzy, or tripped on a rug and thought, "Whoa, where did that come from?" This one's for you. The older we get, the more we rely on muscles we can't even see. Toe lifts are a wake-up call for the lower body, and a gift to your blood sugar. Now let's bring it all together with one final movement. You don't need equipment. You don't even need to stand up. All you need is your breath. And yes, that counts. Because the way you breathe directly affects how your body processes glucose. Most of us breathe shallowly, especially when we're stressed. And when you breathe from the chest, it sends a subtle message to your body. Something's wrong. Your heart rate rises, your cortisol goes up. And cortisol, that stress hormone, it tells your liver to release sugar into your bloodstream. That's right. Stressful breathing can literally raise your blood sugar. But here's the magic part. When you shift into diaphragmatic breathing, deep belly breaths, you flip the switch. Your parasympathetic nervous system activates. Your Heart rate slows and your insulin becomes more efficient. It's like sending a signal to every cell. Relax, we've got this. Here's how to do it. Sit comfortably. Place one hand on your belly, one on your chest. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Feel your belly rise. Hold for 2. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Feel your belly fall. That's 1 rep. Do 3 of those, and you've just told your nervous system to calm down. Feeling tired all the time? This could be the reason, and it's not what you think. Improper breathing starves your cells of oxygen, which makes your body crave sugar for quick energy. One gentleman wrote in and said he started doing this kind of breathing during TV commercials, just 3 times a day. Within 2 weeks, his fasting blood sugar dropped by 12 points. Not from diet, not from exercise, from breath. He said it felt like his brain was finally getting oxygen again. That's the power of internal movement. Because not all movement is visible. Some of the most powerful changes happen when no one else sees them. And let's be real for a second. Some days you don't want to move. Some days your knees ache. Your back talks back. And just walking to the mailbox feels like a hike. On those days, this breath is your medicine. It won't fix everything, but it might be the one thing that keeps you from spiraling into sugar cravings or fatigue. Doctors are now raving about this invisible movement that helps seniors lower stress, improve sleep, and stabilize blood sugar without ever leaving the chair. See why it's catching on. So let's look at where we are. You've got your hip sways, your wall pushes, your ankle circles, your toe lifts, and now your breath. Each one is small, but together they form a daily rhythm that signals your body, you're alive, you're engaged, you're healing. And something amazing happens when you build that rhythm. Your body starts to respond faster. Your insulin gets more efficient. Your sugar highs aren't so high. Your energy doesn't crash. And your mood? That begins to shift, too. One woman wrote us a note that said, "My blood sugar is better, but honestly, the biggest difference is that I feel like myself again." That's the real story here. Not just glucose numbers, not just compliance. It's about feeling like you're in control again. It's about proving to yourself that you don't need to fight your body. You can partner with it. Take a moment. Just breathe. You've made it this far, not just through the video, but through life. You've overcome more challenges than most people even know. You've cared for others. You've pushed through pain. You've sacrificed, adapted, and kept going, even on days when no one was cheering you on. So if no one's told you this lately, I'm proud of you, and you should be proud of you too. Now, you've got something new. Not another strict diet. Not a punishing workout. Just 6 small, gentle movements that respect your body and work with it, not against it. Movements that don't demand energy you don't have, but instead give you energy. Movements that don't just manage blood sugar. They restore a part of your identity. Because here's the truth. Blood sugar isn't just a number. It's a signal. It reflects your stress, your sleep, your movement, your nourishment, and even your joy. And these 6 movements, they speak to all of those things, one gentle nudge at a time. Maybe today is the day you start swaying your hips while brushing your teeth. Maybe you circle your ankles during your morning coffee. Maybe you press your palms against a wall while waiting for the kettle to boil. Maybe you take 3 slow breaths before every meal. You don't have to do them all at once, and you certainly don't have to be perfect. This isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters, consistently and kindly. Because every small movement is a promise to yourself, a promise that says, I'm still here, I'm still worthy, and I still choose to live well. You see, this stage of life, after 65, it isn't the beginning of the end. It's just a different kind of beginning, one with more wisdom, more intention, more freedom, and honestly, more power than you've ever had before. And if someone ever made you feel like your best years were behind you, forget them. Because right now, in this moment, you've got the chance to make a decision that changes everything. The secret to lowering blood sugar isn't in the gym. It's in your daily rhythm. It's in how you move, how you breathe, how you show up for yourself again and again. And listen, I'd love to hear from you. What's the one movement from today's video you're most excited to try? Drop a comment below. I read every single one, and I promise, you're not alone on this journey. If this video helped you feel more hopeful, more motivated, or even just more seen, please hit that like button. It tells YouTube to share this with more people just like you, and if you want more videos like this on staying sharp, strong, and happy after 60, hit subscribe and turn on the bell. This channel is for you, and it always will be. But before you go, let me leave you with this. You are not too old. You are not too broken. And it is not too late. Tiny movements can lead to massive shifts. Keep moving. Keep believing. And, as always, here's to living your best life at any age.